jump shot is a method to maximize the range and chance of scoring a basket by shooting the ball at the highest point of a jump. This allows the player to view the net without any defenders in line of sight. Muscles for the jump shot include the biceps, triceps, and quads. A jump shot is an attempt to score a basket by jumping vertically and releasing the ball in an arc formation into the basket. As you can see, the basic technique of beef and other necessary movements were not followed. Beef stands for balance, eye, elbow, and follow through. They are the most important things you need to follow in order to score a perfect basket. Here is another look at the incorrect way of doing the jump shot. Jafar, the player, is not balanced in the air due to his center of gravity and body mass moving towards the right. This results in him moving from the original position when landing. Next, his eye is not focused on the basket. His eyes are moving from the ground and up. Jafar's elbow is on the outside and like a chicken wing and does not extend fully. Lastly, he does not follow through. He pulls back quickly. The problem with Jafar's jump shot is in his actions above and below the waist. He 1. Does not bend down fully, so he does not lower his center of gravity for more stability. 2. His position of his upper body drifts while not moving his limbs in the correct and full capability. His joints were not straight and they were not used in the correct order. His knee joint did not bend or flex. His elbow joints were on the outside and did not extend fully. His wrist joints and ankle joints were fine though. This resulted in minimum effort and velocity. Overall, this jump shot displayed a poor level of the principles of stability, maximum effort, applied impulse, maximum velocity, and angular momentum. This is the correct and accurate method of doing a jump shot. The technique of beef is applied very well by Jafar here. His balance is very steady, his legs are shoulder width apart, and his center of gravity is lower when shooting the ball. His eyes are looking at the basket/rim. This allows 100% focus for a basket. His elbow is tucked in and extends fully. His follow through is with his arm following the direction of the ball and remaining at the top. Jafar jumps up following a vertical axis. This allows him to get above a defender and in line with the net. His approach angle is positioned accordingly, just enough to get the ball over the rim and in. His center of mass is above his base of support before jumping. When looking at the jump shot in observation mode, the preliminary movements include gripping the ball with the correct and comfortable hand position, lowering the body to build up transfer energy, and having one foot in front of the shooting hand. The backswing movement is seen by transferring his weight up. The force-producing movements include raising the ball and extending his arms and knees up. The critical instant is two things: 1. Jumping, and 2. Releasing the ball. The follow-through involves the arm following the direction of the ball's pathway and then flexing the wrist. Also, keeping the arms raised and returning to the location by flexing the knees, hips, and plantar flexing to make sure he lands on both feet. Things to follow are the principles of biomechanics, especially number 2 and number 3, maximum force and maximum velocity. The more you put in, the more you get out. And the principles number 7, angular momentum, and number 1, stability. This allows proper form and recovery. This is a freeze frame of the preliminary movements. Notice the flexion of the knees and the hands and the whole body. This is a freeze frame of the main movements. Notice the flexion of the knees, the arms, and the extensions. This is a freeze frame of the recovery movements. Notice the extensions of the knees and the arms and the plantar flexion. Looking at Isaac Newton's laws. Newton's first law: an object in motion will remain in constant motion unless acted upon by another force. In a jump shot, the ball will initially move upward but then descend when gravity acts upon it. Newton's second law: Objects will accelerate according to the amount of net force that acts upon them, as well as the mass of the object being accelerated. In a jump shot, the ball is a consistent mass. Force is the only energy at work, so the players must always apply different levels of force for different results. The upward force of the hips and knees and the pushing of the arms produce linear momentum. Newton's third law: every action has an equal and opposite reaction. In a jump shot, the basketball is in motion. When it touches the rim or the backboard, it hits off it with a consistency to its velocity. That's why missed shots travel in a random direction. Remember, when doing a jump shot, follow beef and other techniques mentioned in the video.